Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a little bit past 2 o'clock and we're going live 3 times today because we're going live at 5 o'clock and we're after being down in machinery warehouse parts earlier on, and the day is absolutely magnificent. But we're coming today and we're highlighting an absolute amazing building that's in our town, and a lot of people are using this facility, and one of the areas that we're in at the moment is where the ladies were when they were in the army. This is where the ladies would come to. This is where they lived, which is quite a very important part of the army barracks. But I'm here with Helen, and Helen is going to fill me in on some of the information and things that are happening here. It's Helen Donnelly, is that correct? Helen, how are you?
That's it. Hi Noel, how are you doing?
I'm very good, and we have Noel along with us as well, and Noel is like, he just looks as if he's at home. But anyway, we'll chat to you in a second. Noel, you're going to be our historian for this show here. Tell us, Helen, a little bit about yourself and a little bit what's going on here in the barracks at the moment.
Yes, well, I suppose about myself, I'm fairly dedicated to community and communities being able to pursue their own destinies and have it be empowered. And I am in education myself. I run a literacy programme, and I suppose not many know that 25% of the population either can't read and write or have difficulty reading and writing.
I'm one of them.
Well, I think we mostly are in some sense or other.
Yeah.
None of us are perfect, but some feel that it is so shameful on them that they don't use the little bit of skill they have, which is very sad. And we work with people who are in that position, and the programme I run here from Unit B in Columb Barracks is called Skills Exchange. Mm-hmm. And from my years of working in education, I realised that everybody has brilliant skills. Just systems don't recognise the brilliant skills we have, and they are all needed for humanity to make sure that we have a good, full society. So this programme was set up with the intention of crossing over skills. Very simple indeed. If I have a difficulty reading, then I will get somebody who is very good at reading to give me a little leg up. And I might be very good at maybe sewing or carpentry or something like that, and they may need those skills, so they get those skills. So it's just a crossover of skills. And it's a lovely friendship way of taking the shame out of the whole idea of illiteracy. As we would all remember in our school days, the coroner for the illiterates. And that made no difference whether they were brainy and intelligent or totally of the other way, hand-skilled, whatever. So the programme here does the very best it can to bring these people together and to give them a good experience of learning either an academic skill or a hand skill or whatever the skills happens to be.
So this part of if someone wants to contact you, like just looking in there now, how would they contact you?
They can contact me here in the Barracks Unit B or at my phone number, and I'll give that to you later on.
Brilliant. What exactly and what else is going on here in Columb Barracks, Mullingar?
Oh, there's so much going on. It may not look it when you come in the gates, but there is. Now, it's not the same as it was when Noel here was a commander-in-chief and had the place looking spick and span, but you can't expect it to be because it's been sitting here for the last, 9 years. Unfortunately, left to
rack and ruin.
We'll say no more about that because we're not going to how would you say, dwell on that. We're futuristic. What we're going to do is make it into something similar to what it was before the army left, hopefully, but with a different train and a different view. There are 23 recognised organisations coming into the barracks who don't have any other space in Mullingar that they could either socially or financially attempt to enter. And they have space here, and thanks to the Department of Defence and indeed the GAA for making sure that we did come in and that we did get space here, because Mullingar would be a much poorer place without the space that these people have here, and the education and the social and the integration programs that go on here.
How many people are in your program at the moment?
In my program, there would be between volunteers and learners, there would be about 120.
Wow.
Yeah.
And does that program continue on, or is it a sort of 2 months program, or what?
No. My program has nothing to do with academics or structure. My program is finished when the need is finished. So when somebody doesn't need us anymore, we walk away.
And when is the decision made? How do you make that?
We don't make a decision. They make the decision. It's all voluntary.
Right.
So the two people, or the small group, or the tutor, whoever, they make the decisions whether they need to move on, which most of them do. They need to move on maybe into a structured training program, academic maybe, or FOSS, or some of the other programs, or a non-structured program, or maybe they just want it. A lot of people just want to come in here and they want to learn how to sign their names so nobody will criticise them.
Wow. Still, in this day and age.
Yes. Oh yeah.
And so do you have we open at 5 and you close at 4, or what?
It's all needs led. This is all on the needs of the individual. We would have a number of people coming from work who are only here maybe 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening, and when we get a tutor that can work at that time with them, we'll set them up. They'll come in here, they'll do their little bit of learning or whatever it is, and when it's finished, they're off. So it's very much on the needs of the individual. It is very adult. It's not like school. Mm-hmm. It's a totally different brand of education, not schooling, education.
Amazing. So a little bit of history on this part of the building. Noel, can you fill us in, please?
Well, and actually B Block was the first home to female soldiers when they came into the Defence Forces so many years ago. And at one stage we had 13 in the regiment, but not all of them lived in, but they all would have had a locker in here, you know. But I suppose what we're trying to do as a group is we're trying to use the history and heritage of Columb Barracks and the generations of families outside in our local community connected with our barracks. And we're trying to use that history as a vision now for the present and for the future. And listening to Helen there, you can feel the enthusiasm and the energy in her. Mm-hmm. But when you read the WhatsApp chat group of our committee and try to keep up, the energy that's in there is just unbelievable. You have to read it 2 or 3 times to keep up with it. But it is a vision, and I would encourage anyone that hasn't seen the vision to read it and to make inquiries if you wanted to get a grasp on what we're doing, because we still believe the easy option would be to build houses and move on. Mm-hmm. The problem with it is, Ray, as you know, if they just build houses throughout the area, you're going to join Grange, Farron, Raheen, to Patrick Street, to Cathedral View, to Ash Road, to Ashfield. Mm-hmm. And what you have then is a big urban jungle with no infrastructure in between. Mm-hmm. What we're
Nothing
saying
to do.
is we can enter into a partnership both with the Land Development Agency, with the Westmeath County Council, our local councils, and still be community based, which Columb Barracks always was. The last open day we had here was filmed by Kieran Maloney from RTE. Over 4,000 people attended that day. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, it was to be our last one. But it gave you a sense of energy and the connection to the local community. Columb Barracks has always been a community barracks in the 43 years I was in the Defence Forces. And that hasn't changed.
The WhatsApp group then, what's the number for the WhatsApp group? Like, so if anyone's out there and want to check in, you know?
Well, to be honest with you, the WhatsApp group is a private group for our committee to battle things over.
Yeah.
But we have a Facebook page, we're on Twitter, we're on all the social medias. We have an absolutely amazing team that look after that part of it. And any information that's required is there. But when Helen says about the committees and our groups that's working in the barracks here at the moment, it's only a fraction of what can be achieved if the whole barracks was in use, and if the whole barracks was accessible to community groups, and not only to community groups, but in terms of our local council, and again working with the LDA, that we can suit the needs of everyone. We can have our social affordable housing, but yet in the middle of it, breaking the concrete jungle as it was, can stand Columb, Barracks, Mullingar, home to the community of Mullingar and indeed the surrounding area.
Because there was thoughts of turning into an educational place as well. The different ideas that came through there. You hear a lot of different things that are happening, but probably all these ideas are in the pot the whole time, you know.
There's nothing set in concrete, I would be fair to say, Helen, but we're hoping that the vision that's being put together now will kind of steer the interested parties in this. And there is room for education here, absolutely there is. In actual fact, Helen's work in adult education, the government themselves will tell you the way out of poverty is through education, and it's something that can be built on. So when you look at what's happening here at the moment, you put that 10 or 100 fold, and this community and Mullingar will have a place to be reckoned with.
Absolutely super. Well, lads, I'm knocked out with what's going on here in the barracks, and fair play to you all for getting involved, because, as I said, if no one takes the wheel and there's nothing done, and then we look back and go, what was that all about? Like, so the barracks has been very much, as I say, part of our culture, because I done a video up here not too long ago with Ruth Illingworth, and she sent the shivers down my spine, because she told us stories of going back, 100 years or whatever. How many years is it here?
Barracks?
Yeah, 200 years.
We took it over from the Brits after independence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it goes way back, and one thing I remember her saying was that families lived in it.
Oh yeah.
So the whole family was on board, so it was. And then you think, as well as that, it's a high ground. Because when you were on this ground, you're higher than the town of Mullingar.
Yeah.
And you can feel that energy when you're up here, like when you're in the area, and you can feel what went on, and you can feel back into them hundreds of years,
It was supposed to have been built on a fort.
Really?
Now, whether that's true or not, that's some of the rumour that I've heard, that it was built on a fort. So it would have been ancient ground of old.
Ancient ground of warriors.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, look, Noel, will you give me a little bit of a tour of inside and out or whatever of the building, and see what we've got here? Noel, you never left the army. You still got the colours on, boy.
Well,
www.military.ie.
we did what do you call it? The Defence Forces did an Custom Tour 10K this year again.
Oh, right.
It was obviously on your own in your own areas. But this was the T-shirt that the Defence Forces come up with. So
Right.
I'd wear it now and again to ground me and to remind me where my roots came from, And indeed the barracks here itself, every aspect of Column Barracks was knee deep in local community. There were generations of families that came through this barracks, sons, grandsons, uncles, and.
When did you come to Mullingar?
I came in 1975 as a recruit. I was age 17. I suppose I grew up in the barracks.
And your brother came down as well. I keep mixing him up
That's right, Tony. Yeah.
Tony, yeah.
Tony came down too. Tony went back to the second regiment in Dublin.
Right.
I stayed on. I met a local girl and we.
And that was that.
Well, I met the first weekend here, but.
Go away.
Yeah, and.
Better say hello to her.
Yeah, still there. But no, it was great, and I mean the everything. I mean even the trees here. I was going to see the trees of Lebanon.
Yeah.
This was our fish pond. They were fishing that for decades, and the kids used to come in and love it. And it's the historic stuff is mostly in writing, and you'll get it anywhere. Mm-hmm. It's the stories that go, the stories that go away, the family stories, and the fun stories. I told you a fun story there earlier on.
You repeat it.
Which isn't for camera, but they were great stories, and the people that manned this barracks were superb. I used to say they weren't perfect, but they were perfect for me. you know.
The thing about the trees as well, did you say you brought them from Lebanon?
They're the cedar trees in Lebanon, yeah.
Wow.
And there was a connection to everything. And we brought trees over here from Quailcha when we were going over to other missions, like Africa and in Kosovo, those places we planted trees that came from the local Quailcha group. So we were always very well connected, you know. And indeed, when you look into the vision, that whenever you get to read it,
Yeah.
and you look at the preparation, and it's not even a finished product, Helen. It's a work in progress, but it's absolutely amazing. And it's when you see the people that have inputted into it that are on the committee, it is amazing too. Over there, you're looking over
That's
there
the church.
our church, and there's
Yeah.
a famous, lovely postcard that James Wims did for us when the flagpole was there, and there were two French 75s each side of it, but the chapel and the house behind it are covered in snow. The whole area was covered in snow. Absolutely beautiful, you know. And Christmas morning here, of course, was a big loss to the locals because there was mass in there every Christmas morning.
All right. It's still bongs, isn't it?
Pardon, yeah.
They still give us the bongs.
Yeah.
So look guys, I'm going to wrap it up now, and thanks a million for being on board. We appreciate you giving us the invitation to come up here and highlight what's going on. If we can do anything more, I mean, as I said, this is just a little small part of what's going on here, Helen. And then you said there's 23 other organisations that are using all these buildings around here at the moment.
23 other organisations. We are going to set this up as a renewable energy circular economy centre. Where
Wow.
It's going to generate all its own energy, possibly more energy for the town as well, and maintain itself as it would have done 100 years ago or more, but in the new age of climate change and empowering us all to be more able to maintain ourselves rather than depend on outsiders to do it for us.
Once again, Helen, thank you very, very much, and thank you, Noel.
Visit our sites. Come
Yeah.
on board, folks.
What's the name of the site?
We have Columb Barracks Renewables Restoration Committee.
Yeah.
Regeneration.
Regeneration.
yeah.
Columb Barracks Restoration and Regeneration Committee. It's a mouthful, but we couldn't
Yeah.
think of anything else to name it.
But we're looking for people to come and visit.
Yeah.
All the sites, whether all the social media sites are up there. We're also looking for your support, and we'd like you to watch those sites to see as the thing develops, and as we look for your support, to put your shoulder to the wheel here and let everyone know, LDA, County Council, Government, that Columb Barracks, Mullingar, still community-based barracks.
Good luck.
This is a bottom-up process whereby the community is going to design what happens here, not coming from the top down, coming from the bottom up.
Excellent. Well, fair play to you, and as I say, you can't beat local energy. Good luck to you all.
Thank
God
you.
bless.
Thank
As I
you.
said, we'll just have a quick look in here.
You'll be back shortly. I'd say.
Well, I hope so, because I've still got a lot more to do here. So yes, there you are, folks. We'll just have a quick look in. I can't get any of the messages coming in. There's a lot of friends looking in from different places. Bernie's looking in there, Colette's looking in. I just get two of them, that's all. So right guys, we'll see you all later. Share this with your friends. This is Ray Dolan from Mullingar, and Mullingar promotes what's good and great about our town, our people, our town, our businesses, and just Mullingar in general, and Westmeath and Ireland, and anything you can name, we will promote it. Have a super day and keep it positive. Bye for now from the Columb Barracks. Oh!